Hello and welcome to another edition of Diaspora Weekly. As you know, this program is dedicated to diaspora issues or members of the diaspora. But on one occasion, we have made an exception when a Dr. Opoku of 37, locally trained and everything, and he did something amazing, and we featured him on this show. Today, we're making a second exception of this show and interviewing a gentleman who is not a diaspora returnee, and the issue has nothing to do with diaspora. But when I got this story, I was so moved that I say, if there was ever a time to make another exception for Diaspora Weekly, this is it. You're going to meet my guest, who I really truly believe is a hero. Let me tell you, we talk about heroes, we throw the words around, sometimes some big names, we call them heroes, but the true heroes of our society, sometimes we completely ignore them. This is one of such heroes, and you'll meet him in just a minute. But before, like usual, we have to go to the jungle, and I have an unrelated jungle today. For today's jungle, there's a phrase that a wise old man told me when I was very young. This wise old man is called Ejako Onimo, the folk's guitarist. He was my neighbor, and I took a lot from him. In fact, he mentored me. And he told me one time, he said, the more you learn that there's more to learn than you've already learned. Let me repeat. The more you learn that there's more to learn than you've already learned. So this statement has stuck with me. And being the curious person that I've always been, I said, if I wrote the same phrase and I took 3 of the L's out, it reads as follows. The more you earn, the more you learn that there's more to earn than you've already earned. And so the jungle today is this. Usually we called rich people greedy. That they have all this money, but they continue to work to earn more money, right? Well, if you don't accuse people who engage in lifelong learning, a person has a PhD, but he's still learning. We don't accuse them that they're greedy, but we accuse people who made money and they are legitimately making more money. The two are the same. To me, learning and earning are exactly the same. The more you engage in one, the more you get to find out that there is more to do in it than you've already done. So the two of them are the same. Rich people are not greedy. It's just human nature. The only caveat is that if they're making the money the wrong way, then yes, the greed comes in. But so long as they are doing the legitimate things to make legitimate money, I think that's human nature. All of us, if we were in that position, we would not sit down and fold our arms and say, okay, I've made enough money, I'm not working again. All of us in that position will continue to earn more. So learning and earning, it's a human feature. The more you engage in one, the more you continue to engage in it. Today, that's the jungle. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with my hero guest. All right. Welcome. Today, I am privileged to speak to a young man. As we do on this show, this is a self-introductory show. We're not one of those that read a whole paragraph. So tell us about yourself. First, tell your audience. I think that's your camera. Tell them your name and who you are and what you do.
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Steven Takitey. I'm a young volunteer who is the team lead for Special Grace Movement, a disability advocacy group dedicated towards fostering inclusivity, empowerment, and above all, access to essential resources. My belief is rooted in the fact that every individual, every child, regardless of their abilities, deserves equal opportunities, respect, and access So over the past years, I've been actively involved in mentoring, empowerment, and advocacy for children, women, and persons with disabilities.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Now, a lot of people do what you're doing,
Yeah.
but you do something extra. That's what's stuck. In fact, you were recommended to me by someone from United States.
Yeah.
You rescue children.
Yeah, exactly. Over the past years, I've rescued a total of over 69 children who were dumped at mortuary sites, who were abandoned at the wards at the post-delivery wards at the Tema General Hospital, at the Tema Polyclinic. And what I do is I'm able to empower the mothers through vocational training.
Okay.
I'm able to tell them that regardless of the fact that you are poor or regardless of the fact that you can't take care of the child, I want to be able to offer you another intervention that can make sure that you're able to give your child all the things that he needs.
Okay.
So over the past years, through collaborations, I'm able to reach my target.
Okay. And let me rephrase. These are not just children. These are babies.
Babies, yeah, babies. 0
All right.
years, yeah.
So you rescue babies.
Yes, I do.
How?
Exactly. So in the past, I think in 2017, when I was first employed as an intern at the Tema General Hospital, I took it upon myself that I wanted to learn something. I didn't want to go there and be an observer. So my boss at that time posted me to the post-delivery ward, where I observed a few instances where I realized that there are a lot of babies in the sits lying there, but there are no mothers. So I asked the warden, where are the mothers?
A lot of babies lying
Just
there.
lying there without mothers.
When you say there, in what kind of
Like they're just in their baby cubicles, just laying there, and there are no mothers attached to them.
How many?
About 16, 17 children just there.
Okay.
Maybe a ward takes about 45. So I realized that what's happening. Then the warden told me that their mothers had absconded. I was like, what's absconding? So he explained to me that there are instances or scenarios where mothers run away, leaving their children helpless at the wards. So when the children are left at the wards, these mothers just leave the children just like that, and then they just be there.
Wow.
I was like, what's happening? What are these reasons why these mothers leave their children over there? Then she mentioned to me that they may probably be involved with abusive fathers. Maybe their parents the father was absent during the delivery. Some of them were mostly prostitutes who had come from Nigeria, Ile-Ife, to come to Ghana to come and settle down. So they can't afford taking a child home. Others is through poverty. So my basic goal was with the poverty. I wanted to, if you tell me that because you are poor, you don't want to take your child home, I wanted to find an intervention to address this challenge. That was when I said, no, I'll do my possible best to rescue these children.
Okay.
So, okay.
So, doesn't the government have a program for something like this?
Sure. So the government has, through the Act 71 of the LI of the 1998 Constitution, it says that you can willingly relinquish your child to the government. The government can take up the children and take them to safe havens, or in other words, orphanages.
Okay.
But these mothers are also finding ways to exploit the children. In other words, they want to sell the children for about $30, $20. So they are not willing to use that intervention that the government has provided.
Okay. Wait, they are not willing to leave the children.
Yes, they are not.
But you said they abandoned them.
Yes,
and ran away.
Exactly. So when they abandon and run away, they feel like, okay, that option is better than giving a child to the government.
Okay.
Yes. So mostly.
Wait, but if you abandon the baby and you run away, the government will take control.
The government will take control. So
where do you get the opportunity to sell the baby for
exactly?
$30?
So mostly, some of them, they don't abandon.
Okay.
Usually, they will say, okay, I want to take their child home.
Okay.
So when they are going closer to the exit of the hospital, it's a mortuary. So they just go, then they just dump the baby away there.
Wow. A newborn baby.
Newborn around 0 years or maybe 2 months or 3 months. Some of them, they're just born fresh, and then they just get to the exit of the mortuary. They just throw the child away. I sent you a video. You see a lady called Princess Chioma. She was from Nigeria. She's a prostitute. So she gave birth just a month old. She just went. Luckily, she was intercepted by the security ward at the hospital. She just went. She just looked left, looked right. Nobody's watching. They just took the child and just dumped the child away. We went to rescue the child. Realized that the child had severe wounds on the body, with a lot of mosquito bites on the abdomen. Currently, as I speak to you, the child is in the intensive care unit at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital right now. So basically, these are the struggles that mothers go through. Mothers feel frustrated. Mothers feel left behind. Children from 0 years to 7 months old are struggling at the hospital wards. So I took it upon myself to find interventions to say why. What is this happening? I prefer the child being with the mothers than being at the safe haven that the government will provide, because I see the struggles that the children go through when they go there. The children are going through torture. Some of them don't eat for about 7 days, 8 days, because the government is not really focused on that. So I'm always petitioning the Ministry of Gender and Social Protection that no, you say you have a safe haven for these children. Why are they still struggling? So over the past years, I have been actively involved in child surroundings to ensure that I can intercept children which end up in the so-called torture safe haven provided by the government.
Wow. So, isn't there a law against, like, the Chioma who threw the baby away?
Yeah, there's a law. There's a law.
Shouldn't these people be arrested? That's a human life.
Yeah. According to the Act 75 of the 1992 Constitution, every child, whether or not born in wedlock, shall be entitled to reasonable provision out of the estate of its parents. So regardless of your situation, you as a mother, you are responsible for the child. But this law has been abused by so many mothers. Unfortunately, these parents are not usually seen. Like Princess Chioma was luckily intercepted. But for her case, she pleaded guilty and said, no, I did this because I don't want my child again. So as for her, she's currently being dealt with by the Department of Social Welfare.
Okay. All right.
But there are other scenarios where mothers say, okay, there's another individual account. I want to sell my child to you for sometimes 100 cedis, 250 cedis. It depends on the range.
So, okay. These mothers, it's not like you wake up one day and you go deliver a baby. It's a 9-month process. Why don't they abort the babies if they know they're not going to be able to?
Yes, surprisingly, child surrendering is a process being backed by government. Government says that, no, I think in the 18th century, where child surrendering first evolved, mothers who usually brought the children to the government so that the government can take care of them. But government realized that no, some mothers are using other alternative means to exploit their children. So in the 21st century, government said no. Now, even when you're pregnant, when you're 3 months pregnant, you can come to us. We'll have an intervention policy and say, okay, right now, give birth, we'll take care of the child for you. But we'll be giving you monthly stipends. That's the new law that the government says. But most mothers feel like the stipends that are given to them are not enough. So they don't.
Better than nothing.
Exactly, better than nothing. But mostly, some mothers say, okay, because their family, they don't abort.
So for religious
reasons, they don't want to abort. Some of them are just afraid.
Okay. See, some things don't make sense to me. For religious reasons, you're not supposed to abort the baby. Yeah. But that same religion, it's okay for you to have the baby and dump him in there.
Sometimes you can go and see the child at the mortuary with the child's eye plugged out. You can see the child, like the mosquitoes have eaten the child throughout. I think I've lost a lot of videos. It was on my old phone. You see mosquitoes on the child's skin wrinkling. So I think that has been the reason why UNICEF said, okay, Stephen, I like what you are doing. I want to support you. Let's help advocate for these children by training their mothers on entrepreneurship training skills, where they can learn beads making, soap making, so that when they go home, they can have a skill for themselves, so that they can generate revenue for themselves, rather than abandoning these children at the hospital wards. Because as I speak right now, if you go to Tema Polyclinic at the backyard of the mortuary, you see children lying there like they are just there. Plenty children, 0 months, 3 months, 3 weeks.
Wait. If you go there now,
currently, right now,
they'll be lying down.
They'll be lying down.
How?
Mostly, some of them wrap them inside like a toilet paper. Some of them also wrap them inside like a polythene bag. So usually, you may not know. unless you go there.
Are you saying that if we took these cameras and go there,
we will
right
go and
now,
find someone at Tema Polyclinic at the backyard? People, some of them, even when they are at the ward, they realize that the ward is not looking at them. They just fold the child, like they compress the child like this. So you can go and see the child like lying down like this. Like the child, we can see the you see the fruma. Yeah, you can see it like that's what.
And they'll be alive.
Some of them are alive, so we take them to Kolebu for extra treatment. So this is actually the dumping site for most of these children at the Tema General Hospital. Mostly these mothers, after leaving the maternity ward, just pass by, just look around. Whoever is not looking at them, they just get to this site, as you can see, and then they just dump the child away on this site. So mostly, usually during mornings, you can just pass by here around 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. and you can see children lying here like maize. It's quite a sad thing to think about, but unfortunately, that has been the unusual history about child surrendering in Ghana. You can see the site. Usually, nobody can even suspect that you will come and leave a child over here. This at the back of the mortuary, and this is where this has become the epicenter where mothers abandon the children. They come here and they just throw away the children over here. It's quite unfortunate that today you are not seeing any children over here, but usually this is the site where the mothers abandon the children at. This is at the mortuary at the Tema Regional Hospital. Yeah. You can come here and then you can find live babies, live living babies over here, being dumped on the floor by their mothers, and it's quite unfortunate. But that has been a sight to see, which we feel it's. I'm trying to find interventions to address this menace of child surrendering in Ghana. My name is Takitey, a project manager for Special Grace Movement. Thank you.
And you said something, I don't know if I'll be able to handle this, but you said some of them take them home and pound.
Yeah, some of them, mostly that's what they do. So that's why mostly you have men or some barren women coming, posing themselves, okay, I want your child. When they go home, when we do contact tracing and we do follow-up, realize that the children has, like, you can see the eyes lying somewhere, you can see that they've been mashed. Do you understand? Like, probably they're trying, I don't know whether it's like their religious purpose or something. I think the child has been mashed inside, like, I don't know, yes. We've had cases like that where we reported it to Tema Regional Police.
What can anybody do to help?
Anybody watching me right now can just come on board. We can collaborate. Mostly these mothers currently CS after delivering CS is about $180. That's 1,800 Ghana cedis. Delivering through the normal procedure is about, let's say, 1,000 Ghana cedis and all that. So mostly some mothers struggle to pay this food bill. So they can be in hospital for months. Some of them say, okay, they want some like some money so they can get this training in the house and all that. So anybody watching me can come on board. We can collaborate. We can organize like a life skill empowerment training for these mothers, where we can train them in bees making, soup making. We can also find intervention strategies where we can help them. We can help them with whatever skill they want, ICT training and all that. Yes. So that I'm looking at finding a way where we can recommend them to certain institutions so they can also help them.
Okay. So when it seems to me that you're saying that because they are unable to pay the cost of delivery,
yeah, exactly.
They keep them in a hospital until they're able to pay. And that may be the reason why some of them abscond.
Exactly.
Okay. But while they're in the hospital, who feed them?
The hospital feeds them. Luckily for government hospitals, you'll be fed with everything. It's not like private hospitals where you pay something. But government, don't worry, come. We'll pay everything for you. After you're done, then you pay.
Okay.
That's how the government hospital works.
So the delivery fee of 1,000
Ghana cedis.
If you're not able to pay and you're there, they're still feeding.
They're still feeding. It's still increasing. Exactly. Wow. It's still increasing. So mostly say, oh, me, the man raped me. What am I going to? Why should I struggle over here? Let me just run away.
Okay. So when you talk to these women, some of them are product of
rape. Yeah.
Rape.
Mostly rape. mostly you see the struggles they go through in just going all around the surgery and all that. They don't even want to see the face of their children. So mostly,
but it still doesn't make sense. If you've been raped and you're pregnant from it, and you know that you're not ever gonna be able. First, you don't like the child that's in you because of how the child. So what religion will force you to deliver that baby so that you can later on throw it away or abandon it?
Yes,
I don't get that.
Yeah, it surprises me because I don't know why you would want to give birth. You go through all the 9-month stress and give birth and then say, okay, no, the child is just 3 weeks old. I'm going home. I get to the mortuary, just dump the child away over there. No. So I became passionate about that when I saw how the torture the children go through. Like, have you seen live mosquitoes chewing a child before? One day just try and you see how the child crying. You know, mostly I feel so bad because I was born to a single parent. My mother raised me up when I was growing. So when I see how some mothers dump off their children, it hurts me. So I took this upon myself that I'll do anything possible best. That's why I reached out to Miss Orayemi. And she was like, Stephen, what you are doing is like, it's an innovative something. I want to come on board. I want to assist you. So I think week in, week out, she sends me about, Stephen, go to the hospital. If anybody can pay their bills, just pay their bills and just go. Some of them, as low as $60, they'll still be at the hospital for. Some of them can be there for 4 months, 5 months, just lie there. Some of them don't want to go home because when they go home, they can't eat. So because they'll be getting free food from the hospital. Yeah, so they want to be in the hospital for.
So the hospital will be overcrowded, right?
Overcrowded, yeah. Right now, some of them will give birth on the floor. I was posted to the post-delivery ward. That was where I was posted to my ward.
So you still work? You still work and do this on the side, or you've stopped?
No, I've stopped working because I want to focus on. Okay. Yeah, because if I'm working, it really limits me. Yes.
When was the last time you rescued some of these children that have been?
A month ago, the warden called me that 3 children had been abandoned at the ward. This one was not like at the mortuary, at the ward. The mother just left the child, so the children are just lying there, just helplessly like that. And I was just trying to find a way that the child doesn't get to social welfare department.
Yeah.
Because when it gets to safe havens, I don't feel like there is so secure.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm just trying to find a way where we can locate their mothers.
Okay. So let's take a typical mother. They leave the hospital. They look here, look there, and then they drop the child. You can only imagine how many of them wait until they're far away from the hospital before they dump the child somewhere.
Yeah. Mostly some of them.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know because they will tell you, okay, they are fine, they are going. They just leave the hospital. They can go and do anything they want with the child. So that's what the government says that, yes, some of them are just forced to take the child away. So the government says, no, bring the child to us. We'll take care of the child for you. But I feel like that safe haven is not really, really cool, like, regardless of what you're going through.
Okay, so, but you have to look at the worst of 2 evils.
Yeah.
If a mother reluctantly gives a child to, and this is for you from the way you counsel them.
Yeah.
Regardless of the circumstances at the government facility where you call it safe haven,
safe
right?
Safe haven, yeah.
I think it's better than being thrown in the trash.
Exactly, yeah.
Right?
I think, yes.
So, I mean, if I were you, I would say, okay, this may not be the best, but if you really think, probably encourage them to leave them there. And then we'll get a system where people can come in there. But the other thing that I heard too is that you said there are some people that are waiting at the front of the hospital to buy these children.
Some come willingly. They've been barren for 15, 20 years. They come, I want to purchase your child at a price. And if some of them buy 100 CDs, 200 CDs, they can get children over there. But
do we know the background of these people buying the children?
Usually they don't pass. Usually when they go to social welfare, that will really delay you because they will have to go and do contact tracing. Yeah. You have to go and do home investigations to make sure that you have all the resources in the house to take care of the child. But mostly they don't want to go there. Some of them can just come and corner the warden and say, warden, just take this amount of money. I see that there's one abandoned girl over there. Let me take the child down.
Okay. So let's say I want a child.
Yeah.
If I buy the child in a black market, because there's a black market, all right? here's 100 cedis or $100. I take your child. I go home. The baby doesn't have a birth certificate.
Nothing.
The birth certificate is tied to
The mother. Yeah.
Because once they are delivered,
Yeah.
they give them birth certificate right away. The mother's name is.
Yeah.
So if I buy the child, how do I get a birth certificate for the child?
Yeah, sure. So mostly, if they're able to buy the child illegally,
Oh, of course.
they can find a way to illegally get birth certificates for the child.
So it's possible that one child may have two birth certificates. One for the illegal father, I mean the black market parent, and one for... Wow.
Yeah.
What about the angle that I've heard?
Okay.
And this one completely broke my heart, that some of these people, when they buy their children, they go and use them for rituals.
Rituals, yeah, it happens everywhere. I think when I was in Winneba Trauma Hospital, there was a case where I was told that yes, the person came on the right path. He came to social welfare that, okay, I want a child. Social welfare can take you through like a tiring process, like vigorous process, so that they can make sure that you take good care of the child. But unfortunately, the person just posed off. We realized that we went to the house for an investigation, and the child was nowhere to be found. Then the person admitted to us that he did not know the whereabouts of the child. Later did we find out that the man is a known seer in the area. A known seer. Like he's been like those individuals that look into the future and all that. Exactly. He's been into this spiritual part and all that. Yes. So we were told that they saw the child being tied, leaving the room, but they didn't do follow up.
Being tied.
The child had been tied, like maybe the child. Sometimes they wait for the child to grow for, like, let's say a year or two.
Okay.
Yes, they don't want you to suspect because they know you'll be coming around. So after a year, they know, okay, yes, this child was taken care of well. So after a year, the residents told us that the child had been tied, and realized that the child was being taken through a van. That was the last time they saw the child again. Realized that no, so they are still looking for the child, and then the lady.
But the question is, if I'm bad and I want to do the ritual thing, why would I go through the normal route?
Why not the black market?
Why don't I go to Tema and buy it for 100 cedis from these people?
Yes, so usually the buying is not like, you not get many people wanting to sell their child for you. So some of them, they want you to feel like it's genuine. So they'll come to you through the normal processes and say, okay, Mr. Social Worker, I want a child for myself. I've been buying for like 80s, and they come with individuals who are very okay.
Yeah, but you just said that if we go to the back of Tema Polyclinic.
Yeah, Tema Polyclinic here right now.
You'll find a child.
You find a child over there.
If I want one for rituals, why don't I go there right now and just pick it up? I don't have to buy any.
No, when you go there, you still have to go through the process, because maybe you're going to find the workers over there wanting to rescue the child themselves. So that one, you find a little trouble. So they'll be like, okay, why don't I go through the normal process? So when you go to the Tema, yes, you're going to see the children lying over there. But definitely, for hospital reasons, they will not allow you. They'll delay you a bit.
Okay, something. The back of Tema Polyclinic.
Polyclinic, yeah.
Not the general clinic.
No, Polyclinic.
Polyclinic.
Yeah.
You said that's where these dumping happen.
Yeah, it happens, yeah.
Than the general.
Yeah.
And why is it that police is not stationed there, or they haven't put a bright light or camera there to prevent these people from...
The facility itself lacks a lot of resources. Yes, the facilities lacks a lot of resources, and yes, there's a police station over there. But I believe that some of these mothers, they are just heartless. They are so heartless to really ensure that their child goes through all this torture. And I feel like sometimes, in as much as I may try to justify their actions, it doesn't really sit well with me. Yeah. Why would you go and dump your child at the back of the hospital just because you are poor, just because you can't take care of the child? Sometimes we just say, no, it has just happened. Let's just...
So you have a working relationship with the Tema General Hospital now?
Yeah.
They know you.
They know
and
me.
They know what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
And the same with Tema Polyclinic.
Tema Polyclinic, yes.
Do you have other people? Are you working by yourself, or you have other people?
I have like a team. We're like four. I think 3 of them are currently at Padre Pio in Cape Coast.
Okay.
Where they are also working for an NGO over there.
Okay.
They are working to achieve disability inclusion and all that over there. But I'm stationed in Tema.
Yeah.
Tema Newton, I'm there.
So conventional wisdom states that this is not a Tema problem. It could probably be happening across the country.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Yeah, so I'm looking to expand. Like, I want to just focus on tackling just the Tema issue first. hopefully when I'm able to ensure that about 100 mothers have been enrolled on vocational training exercises, I can probably say, oh, I've done my part.
Okay.
There are other individuals that can
All
come
right.
on
So
board.
how do people contact you if they need to?
Yeah,
if they want
so
help?
I'm 0558 717 209, specialgracemovement.com.
Repeat it slowly so that it can hold the phone.
On Facebook, I'm Special Grace 66. On Instagram, Special Grace 66. On X, Twitter, now X, Special Grace, SPECIALGRACE 66 on X, and on you can reach us on my WhatsApp 0558 717 209. Yeah.
All right.
And we are also available for any donations. You can just call me.
Do you have a website?
Yeah, www.specialgracemovement.org.
Okay.
Yeah.
Special Grace Movement.
Movement.
One word.
Yeah.
.org.
.org.
All right. Well, God bless you for what you're doing. And now that you've opened my eyes and hopefully the eyes of many people watching, more attention will be paid to this and more help will come your way. But if you're watching, I just can't wrap my mind around why a beating heart, a breathing baby that you carried for 9 months. What have we done to our people? I mean, how did we get here as a people? That you can dump the baby, or one time you said they pound the They pound. Please tell them again. It's graphic. Yeah. They pound the baby.
Yeah, they are pounding the baby because you are seeing the eye somewhere, the nose somewhere.
Have you seen that before? It's just hearsay.
You have like an evidence of the child's nose somewhere, like in the area nose. You can see that this. But
where did the concept of pounding come from? Did anybody say that they've done that to a baby?
Oh, mostly in Winneba, you hear that most of the times. Like this child, like you can see the child like floating and all that.
Okay. All right. I don't even know how to end this show, but if you've been watching, please take note of his contact. Reach out to him and see how best you can help. But for me, my heart is not made for something like this. This has been a very unusual episode of Diaspora Weekly, and I hope you've learned as much as I've learned about how we as a people we become and how we can treat fellow breathing hearts, fellow humans the way we do. Thank you for watching.